to hand it to you, my children! It's taken us a while, but we have finally reached the last issue of Skeleton Hand, the short-lived horror anthology. Let's see if the last issue was worth the wait. And we start off the final issue with The Medium and the Murderer. Joe Bink, a thief and murderer, enters the parlor of fortune-teller Madame Danza. He plans to rob her, gain her confidence as a customer, but she sees through him with her powers. He kills her when he tries to force her out, but her spirit immediately comes out, promising to punish him for what he's done. Bink tries to flee, even telling the police what he did, but when they re-enter the parlor, Danza looks to be alive and they leave. She says she wants to punish him herself, summoning up the dark powers of Satan to hold a trial for this murderer. Satan himself acts as the judge, while Danza is the prosecutor. Bink tries to stall, claiming he was someplace else, and that Danza, being the victim, cannot be a witness. But Satan himself confirms that he saw it, unless he is condemned to have his head cut off and his body consigned to eternal flames. As for his head, the police realize that Danza claims to have never seen Bink before, yet they saw him running out of the place originally. So they go back to find her dead body and Bink's severed head inside the crystal ball. A dark fate indeed for Mr. Bink. But even without a dark fate, we can have our next tale, Dark Journey. A Mr. Dumbriel has just lost his brother, who has left his vast fortune to his wastrel son, Roger. Roger claims that he is changed and wants his uncle's help managing the fortune, but Dumbriel is not interested in that, thinking he deserves it all. As such, he goes to an old witch he knows of, Mere Sinestra, and wants her help murdering his nephew. She has a plan. Using her magic, she can send him 50 years into the future to murder Roger as an old man. With her magic connection, it will also kill Roger in the past without anyone knowing he did it. The plan works, but when Dumbriel returns, it seems the magic had another effect. Yes, Roger was killed, but Dumbriel was aged 50 years as well, and dies quickly from his panic. Oh, time travel gives me a headache, my children. Let us instead try something more grounded, like the land of living myths. Ben Mandry and his fiancée Vera celebrate that Ben's new book about the lies of mythology, whatever the hell that means, is about to be published. While out in a rainstorm, they flee into a lecture about ancient myths. The speaker, Dr. Suez, claims that all mythology is real and is angered by Ben claiming it's all hogwash. Later, he appears in their apartment, trying to probe mythological figures' reality by summoning Mercury. They still do not believe, so they are banished to the land of living myths. They have to escape a unicorn, a harpy, the Medusa, and eventually even meet Zeus himself, who was actually Dr. Suez. Wait a minute. Suez is Nilbog spelled backwards. Zeus explains that as time has gone on, myths have become the realm of the imagination and less people believe in them, and they will soon vanish altogether without belief. And Ben's book is the last straw. Ben doesn't think he can stop the book being published. It's out of his hands. So Zeus condemns him to being killed by the Cyclops, them fleeing into a Minotaur, and then them waking up to hear from the publisher that the books were all destroyed in a warehouse fire, and Ben is all too happy to hear. He might be happy, but that's not the feeling echoed in our next story, Terror House. A woman named Nancy has become the secretary of sweet old man Mr. Ashford, but Nancy is struck by fear as she has to stay in the house to help him. She can feel horrors all around her, something lurking in the shadows, not helped by the butler, Lofton, who seems to be lurking around every corner. Soon, Nancy thinks she spots some sort of hairy creature skulking about, even Mr. Ashton saying that she would love his fur and claws. He claims he was just referring to a kitten, but soon overhears him talking in his natural voice. A wicked, evil one meant to terrify her very being. He intends to kill her, Lofton even coming out and admitting that he has been stuck in this house because of the same terror that Ashford has built in this place, a supernatural power that lets him summon up horrors like the hairy creature. He brings it forth again to kill her, but Lofton strangles the fiend to death before he can do the deed, the monster and Ashford becoming one. But Ashford and the house are also as one, so it collapses without him. Lofton happy to stay in the house where he belongs, while Nancy flees. Don't let yourself think the terror is over, Nancy, for there is one final story to tell. The body. 4 gangsters are fleeing from the cops after some armed robbery, but one of them was shot. He begs to be brought to a hospital, but their boss decides to simply shoot him and put his body in the trunk for them to bury later. However, when they reach a gas station 2 hours later, the attendant can hear thumping from the trunk. They shoot him and proceed on their way to a policeman's whistle stop, where they get a flat tire. The thumping in the truck resumes, and the criminals attempt to flee, but more police are summoned and the rest are taken into custody. And inside the trunk, the body is indeed dead. And yet his hand has been badly smashed, as if it had been pounding against the trunk to make noise. A strong end to Skeleton Hand! Certainly better than some of the issues we had seen before, with terror and monsters and ironic punishment, but most importantly, a hand reaching out while dead.
Join me. We can rid the world of these puny idiots and think about...
You think I'm an idiot?
Oh,